Hey, welcome to the GPU hierarchy. Look at that. RTX 5090 in all its glory. This is going to be an interesting card because that is about the thickness and size of the RTX 3080 Ti. Dual slot-ish, dual fans. And how's that going to handle cooling for a 575 watt graphics card? I don't know. I'm really curious to see how that plays out. But that's not the only card we have to see here. Let's go check out some of the other RTX 50 series GPUs. Here's a collection of RTX 50 series GPUs from a variety of vendors. We have the Asus with Astral 5080 Overclock Edition, colorful, with a 5070 Gainward 5080, Galax with the one-click OC 5070. I really dislike that naming. One-click OC is such a weird branding name. The Gigabyte RTX 5080 Gaming OC, big chunky card. Walking around to the other side, Inno3D 5070 Twin X2. MSI's got a big old RTX 5080 Vanguard OC. Palette 5070 Gaming Pro, won't see that in the US probably. PNY 5090 Overclocked Triple Fan Edition. And of course, at the end, we have a Zotac 5090 Solid. All of those are far bigger and chunkier than the Founders Edition 5090 that Nvidia is showing off. And it's not just graphics cards, there are also laptops with 50 series cards. A bunch of different brands, MechRevo, MSI, Razer naturally, 5080, 5090 even. We don't have specs on all the laptop parts yet, I don't think. Maybe they're posted online. Acer with a 5080, Asus with a 5080, HP, also 5080, and Lenovo with the 5080. That's a lot of 5080s. I'm back to the graphics cards. I'm just going to talk about the 50 series a bit and my thoughts while I show these cards again. What will the 50 series deliver? Well, Nvidia went big on AI this time. They doubled the performance of AI per tensor core, it seems. And what are they going to do with that? DLSS 4. Now, DLSS 4 is doing multi-frame generation, and you know if you've watched my videos that I don't love frame generation. Multi-frame generation is something different because Jensen was asked about this, and multi-frame generation is not doing frame interpolation, he said. It is projecting the future, predicting the future based on motion vectors and the current frame and previous frames. So it may not increase latency that badly, but I also don't know about generating up to 3 frames via AI after rendering just 1 frame. The specs: 170 SMs, streaming multiprocessors, for the 5090. That's a decent jump from the 4090. That had 128 SMs and twice the performance per tensor core. That's a lot of AI compute. That's the big Halo card with a 512-bit memory interface and GDDR7 28 gigabits per second memory. So that should provide 25-30% more raw performance than a 4090. Turn on DLSS 4 and you could get maybe double the performance. That's what Nvidia marketing is talking about. Step down to a 5080 or 5070 Ti or 5070, and the story becomes markedly different. Because while DLSS 4 is still a thing, their core specifications have not increased that much over their predecessors. Yes, they have GDDR7 clocked at 30 gigabits per second on the 5080, 28 gigabits per second on the 5070 Ti and 5070. That's about 40% faster than the 4070 and 4070 Ti and 4070 Ti Super, I think. You get 16 gigabytes of VRAM with the 5070 Ti, only 12 gigabytes still on the 5070. So more memory bandwidth, not more memory capacity. 5080, same story. More memory bandwidth, not more memory capacity. On paper, I think you have 84 SMs on the 5080 compared to a similar number, 82 or something, on the 4080 Super. I don't have my exact specs all in front of me right now. I'm doing this off the cuff. The 5070 Ti actually looks like it will be pretty good compared to the 4070 Ti, 4070 Ti Super. The 5070 vanilla card only has like 5 to 10% more compute than the 4070 and the same amount of memory. Nvidia is going to depend on neural rendering techniques to make the memory situation less painful going forward. I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but it won't apply to existing games unless they get patched. So keep that in mind. 12 gigabytes could be a problem for Nvidia still at max settings, but DLSS 4 with upscaling. They also showed DLSS using transformers instead of a convolutional neural network for the AI power, and that created a significant improvement in visual quality based on what we were shown. Tough to say if that will apply universally, but if you thought DLSS upscaling already looked better than XeSS and FSR, I agree, and now it's set to get even better. With DLSS using transformers for the training, it's very possible that you could see better than native quality with upscaling. There's a lot to dissect. Pricing looks pretty decent. 5080 at $999, same price as the 4080 Super. 5070 Ti at $749. That's $50 less than the 4070 Ti Super. 5070 at $549. That's the same price as the now discounted 4070. 4070 launched at $599, but then got a $50 discount when the 4070 Super was released. And then at the top, the 5090, $1999, $400 more than the outgoing 4090, but also with beefier specs. It could have been worse, is all I'm saying. Not saying it's great, just it could have been worse. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We will be testing these cards in the next month or so for the 5090 and 5080. I don't know exactly when 5070 Ti and 5070 will come out. That's a lot of me wandering around the case showing these cards off, but that's all I can do for now. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. We'll see you next time.